Well, I
The
think one of the things that I found to be real helpful that you were sharing is in terms of presenting what you do to a broad audience. I really like that, and that made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think that there are different times when you have to niche in, but to the broad audience of people who are going to select you, they got 30 seconds to make a decision,
Right,
right?
right.
So if you are too niched in, they don't really get it. And it's hard to, and I did an experiment earlier today where I showed our team responses that one of our done for you clients, because we send pitches for people still as an agency.
Mm-hmm.
And the person had gotten maybe, I think they got 31 responses.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the 31 responses, 27 of them responded back positively, but they said, oh, we don't like the topic. And then they replied back, saying, well, no, I can talk about these other things. And I'm like, you shouldn't have never been that narrow to begin with.
Right, right, right.
Because it's hard to undo.
Mm-hmm.
Once I
Mm-hmm.
tell you I'm like the one young lady, she says, I help women in relationships. Cool,
Mm-hmm.
you're in that box. I want my box to have some space. I want to be able to, I
Exactly.
want to be able to move around and do jumping
Exactly.
jacks in my box. I don't want to be in this little narrow box and you can't even imagine me in any other way. I need to be broad,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And I think that that's really, really, really important because we limit opportunities, right? Like, let me give
It
you an
makes a
example.
lot of sense.
I'll give you a better example of this. Who is Jadika Alatunde?
Hmm. Well, I wear many hats.
No, no, stop that. That's all I needed to know. Do you see that? You see how broad that is?
Mm-hmm.
You see how broad? It's so broad, right? And then I can narrow down and say, okay, cool. She's a nice lady. She lives in DC. I'm narrowing it a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I can say, well, who do you help in DC? In business, because you can, if I say who do you help in DC, it could be your family, it could be in the community through volunteering, but who do you help in DC with your business? You see how now I've asked you a more specific question,
Mm-hmm.
but if I said who's Miss Alatunde, you can say I'm a resident of DC who loves helping my community. Now it's up to me to inquire more specific based on what I need.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Do you see how that works? But
Yes.
if you say I am I don't know. I can make up something. I love making um, sweet potato pies.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Now I'm just gonna call you the sweet potato pie lady, and you
Right.
probably could cook 50 other things better than sweet potato pies.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Mm-hmm.
missed out on your ability to make great cabbage or something. I don't know.
Sure,
But I
sure.
put you in this baker box.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Mm-hmm.
that make sense? But if you
Makes a
said,
lot of sense.
I'm a resident in DC who loves cooking. Cool. Now I can ask, what do you like to cook? And you can then tell me.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just say,
Mm-hmm.
I love making sweet potato pies, I'm like, man, but I want some jerk chicken. I have no idea that you are the best jerk chicken person in DC because you
Mm-hmm.
told me about these pies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
So
I
you
put
lock yourself
pies
in.
and yeah, I don't put pies and jerk chicken in the same category. They just don't, you know? So, but that's the idea. It's starting broad so that you can embrace everybody. And then those who don't want your hug, don't hug them.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Mm-hmm.
can't say, come give me a hug. No, come give me a hug.
Yes,
I want
yes.
everybody. Not give me a hug only if you can fit in here. Don't forget that. Come here. If you don't want to be in this hug, then don't come over here. Don't get embraced by my message.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. A whole lot of sense.
Yeah, we want to help you, you know? So what other questions you got? Because you're the only one here. We got 53 more minutes.
I think the next thing is in terms of for me, it's about
And
learn.
you're not recording.
For me, it's about um.
This meeting is being recorded.
No, it
All of that
records.
stuff we missed.
No, it records, Ron, on the app. It records, and I can download the video from Phantom
Oh,
from
the app
Saddle.
is in Note Taker.
It does both. It takes notes and
Okay.
records the
Okay. I
video.
was about to say this thing ain't recording. What are we
Yeah,
So
doing?
you got
I
a sharp
promise.
person. So you have a sharp
I
person on your
promise.
team.
I know, but I be, you know me, man. I be micromanaging. I be all in the way. So you were about to answer a question. You
But
were about to say for
I
you.
think for me, what's why I'm really very happy with SpeakerHUB is because I'm from the old school in terms of speaking, and now it's about stepping up to what's new and modern now. And I'm seeing things that are done where it's a lot more easier and being able to do it now, like you're saying, to make a presentation so that it is marketable for everybody. So like main thing is like, me learning. I'm in the learning mode right now in terms of changing what went on yesterday will not apply yesterday. And like you brought up a business that I used to belong with was called Speaker Match. I forgot they were even in operation. So I remember when they first started. And so that's a long stretch to like, where I'm at now. So it's about me starting over again, coming back into the speaking arena. So that's what SpeakerHUB is doing for me right now, is to learn what I need to be doing now that's different from yesterday.
No, that's important. That's called growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all grow, we all get better. The I remember when Windows first came out on the computer, right? Because I was fortunate as a kid, my mom worked at the schools. So
Sure.
I could go to the library in the school and just sit on the computer all day.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the computers with the green screen. It didn't have the color monitor. You had the green screen, and it was words. You couldn't see no graphics. And if they made graphics, they had typed letters to make a picture. You remember that, right? And so when the new computers came out, got to play with those. And then I just was always like playing with the newer stuff because the schools had it. I didn't have it at home, but we had it at my mama's school. So after school, I go to the computer lab.
Sure.
Imagine if we still had those computers were groundbreaking in the late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It would take them 15 minutes to start up nowadays, right? So what was groundbreaking at one point will become antique, right? And we just made a discovery today that I was telling Miguel about that is going to push SpeakerHUB so far ahead of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
When you all see this, it is cheating. I'm talking about it is 100% cheating. What we're going to be doing in the next few weeks.
All
And we
right.
just discovered it today.
All right.
And it would have taken me a year to get this built
Sure.
before.
Sure.
But now with all the technology that we have, we can get it out in 2 weeks, just like that,
Love it.
right? So a lot of cool things are coming. I'm super excited. Hopefully you all had. What did you think about Frank yesterday? Did you hear Frank? Frank Kitchen, the guy who was on answering questions yesterday.
I only heard his beginning. I didn't get to hear the whole thing. I had to leave, but I
Oh,
heard
gotcha.
his beginning.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
he stayed on for an hour, and it
Oh,
was just,
wow.
it was ridiculous. Like we were like, holy crap, right? And just even with that, I'll share something with you that we're doing, and it's really, really cool. And I think this is incredible. So these are what we call Nike athletes. And everybody's seen this before. The Michael Jordan sneaker, Michael Jordan is a Nike athlete. And these are the top athletes in their industry that Nike sponsors, and they proudly represent Nike. Does that make sense? Tiger Woods, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, they are only going to wear Nike shoes, right? So we're doing something like this for speaker called the SpeakerHUB Ambassadors. Well, we found 15 of the top speakers, and they're going to teach for us. They're going to come into sessions like they did yesterday. They're going to show you all the tips and tricks that they're doing in order to be who they are, how they got there, right? So this is an exciting time because I don't play fair. Like, I want to win. And, my thing is I'm using all my resources. If we friends, I'm calling you. I'm gonna do a favor for you, so you owe me a favor. And then I'm gonna call that favor and say, hop in and help our folks. Right? So imagine having 15, 20 of the top speakers. Right? So we tested this out at the Pro Speaker Summit. And if you haven't seen this, you can go to prospeakersummit.com and you can watch the replays. All the replays are up. Okay?
I was a
And
student of that. I think that's the best thing I have ever attended. I mean, I was in awe of that. I mean, that was really my training ground, that summit. I mean, my hat goes off to you. That was excellent. It was superb.
no, that's incredible. So imagine us keeping doing that. We're going to keep doing that. I don't know if you saw Les Brown's session. Les's session had guys on there in tears. There was guys taking
Yes.
off their glasses on their bawling. I don't know if y'all can see the whole thing, because a lot of times you can only see the person who's speaking, but I can see everybody in the room, and I'm watching like, whoa, he got that dude over there in tears, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when entrepreneurship is a lonely sport, right? You're by yourself. It's like your family thinks you're doing better than you actually are, right? They think, oh, she got her own business. And you like, only if they knew this, you know. if the wrong person contact me, I may be out of business tomorrow, right? So, it's very lonely because you can't talk about the business to people who don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was my mom would always say, boy, you're so smart. Why you want to struggle with this business stuff? You could just go get you a good job. And I'm like, Mama, I know I could go get a good job, but I don't want a good job. I want a good business. So you don't have the people to talk to. But then when you run into somebody like Les, who's been doing this for 50 years, and he tells you, guys, I used to do 5 speaking gigs a day just to get good, and they didn't pay me. And I would do one chamber of commerce and then go do this association in the evening. And I would do this at night. And then I would go do this. And then all of those would be practice for my one gig that was coming up on Saturday where I knew they were going to pay me. And he's like, I work with all of these folks. And then all of a sudden I could make all of this money because I had built this skill. And he just says, look, hang in there. You'll be fine. Well, that person's already been down the road. So he can tell you all the pie holes to watch out for. It's no different than a grandma giving you advice. When your grandma say, hey, baby, I love you, you're going to be fine. And you respect it because grandma had a harder life than you had. You're like, look, she survived slavery, sharecropping, all of this civil rights movement. I'm sitting there complaining because my computer won't load. Like, what are we doing? Right? So when you can have someone who's been down the road look back and tell you you're going to be fine, it means a lot more because usually you can't complain about the issues you're dealing with as that speaker. So that's what we wanted the Pro Speaker Summit to be. We wanted experienced speakers to tell you how they got to where they were. And nobody on there was inexperienced. It was incredible. So Tanya, if you haven't watched, please check out the Pro Speaker Summit. We had 37
I
incredible
think
speakers.
that needs to be a requisite, a requisite in terms of coming into SpeakerHUB. Everybody needs to attend that summit. In terms of if you're really serious about being a speaker, because I mean, it was so many nuggets that were shared that things you just normally wouldn't even think about that these speakers shared. They said, oh, well, this makes sense. And the camaraderie, that was what was so beautiful in terms of I mean, I'm your biggest promoter of that one.
No,
I,
I
So
mean,
so
you,
let me so let
you
me
know
ask
how
a
the
question.
youngins say that was the bomb. I mean, that's what it was.
So the pro speaker, there was a summit. I came on late.
yep. So we on October the 15th to the 17th, we put on what we call the Pro Speaker Summit. And it was 3 days of the top speakers of the world that I know coming on and just sharing how they got to where they got to. Nobody over, none of the topics overlapped. Everybody had their own lane. These are people that I have worked with in the past that I knew had done what they were talking about. You know, some people get on and, yeah, what I think, you know, I think all we got to do is, my mom used to say, once you and your little stupid friends say, all you got to do is, y'all going to jail. Because it ain't ever as simple as you think. But so
Right.
we wanted to find people who are actually doing it. Ross
So
Bernstein does 200 speaking gigs a year for the
I know
last
some of the, I
15
know some of the
years.
people. I see Robert on here, Ruby,
Which one do you know?
Brian.
You know Ruby. Yeah, Ruby Newell.
I know Ruby. I know Brian, and I know Robert. Uh,
Robert
so
Kennedy.
right, I know him.
Yep.
My
So
question to
you're part
you
of
is,
NSA.
yeah,
Yep.
these replays are still available. How do you get access? So you had to pay for it.
Nope. We gave it away for free. I covered all the costs. We no
Oh,
charge.
she gave us a link. Okay, I got the link. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is I'm glad that you did that because as a speaker, sometimes I know when I first started speaking and I did all the things you talked about, and when sometimes people that they try to sell you stuff and they're not experienced speakers, right?
Mhm.
And you find out. And so I think this is good to be able to not expose, but let us know that you got the top speakers. And plus, you're giving us a tool to be able to, align it with that if you really want to speak.
Exactly. And I'm very clear. Look, guys, I don't consider myself a speaker. I
Me,
have to
yeah,
do it because it's part of my job,
right.
right? But that ain't my profession. I buy companies. I'm better at buying companies than what I am at talking,
Speaking
right?
right. Hmm.
But what I do know is that if I got up here and I act like I knew about how to put together the speech and all of that, somebody with more experience like Tanya would be like, he don't know what he's talking about. But what I do know is how to get people booked. Nobody has done more of that. And I'm not
Yeah,
talking
and
about
that's the
from
key. And
exactly.
I would say, Ron, that is the key because you can. I mean, I've seen people take all these classes on putting a speech together and all that, and nobody knows who they are. They just waiting to get on the stage to be able. And so it's good to have someone that will put you on stages after you've done all the work. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%. And we're not an agency, but we've done the work of an agency, right? So we can share the tools and the feedback that we've learned. So that's what we're here for at SpeakerHUB. We're here to amplify your voices. Um, we will never have someone get in front of you who hasn't done what they're talking about.
Yeah,
Because,
and I appreciate that.
yeah, I asked them beforehand, like all those folks I've worked with. So I asked them, we're doing this summit. What can you teach? And they say, oh, I can tell them this. And I'm like, show me where you've done it. Uh-oh. Give me 1 second. I got a screaming baby. 1 second. I don't know. This ain't normal screaming. Give me 2 seconds, okay?
She's in
Edge.
streaming.
Yes, not a problem. Not a problem. So, like Ron was saying, the only people that will be in front of you are people who've done it. Have all of you all used the platform, or you have any questions about SpeakerHUB Pro and the system that you use?
I wanna. I saw the demo because, and I don't want to take over you guys. Y'all, I'll jump in. So my biggest goal is to find a platform that I can align with. I do speak, and I don't speak a whole lot on purpose because I have an HR consultant and training firm. So I'm looking for somebody that can partner and be in alignment and a platform that I can use.
So you're looking for, are you looking for it done for you, or are you looking to use the software to have the contacts to do the pitches yourself? Like, what?
I like the platform, and I like what you guys showed last week. I mean, not last week,
Okay.
this week. So I definitely probably need to set up something with you guys and make sure because I'm just jumping in. I just happen to find you guys, right? But I
Yeah.
like what I saw, and I think that's what I need for right now. I'm
Okay.
not sure if I need a booking agent, but if that's a part of it,
Yeah.
that's fine.
No. Oh, so you can set up an account. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
okay, yeah, we can do it right now. It's really simple. It takes just a couple of minutes to just set up a
Oh,
speaker hub. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, because see, I saw it when I said, well, maybe I need to do a demo first, but I can set up an account. Because see, you're different than Talkadot. Talkadot is where we get the data at our presentation. You guys are the hub where we can host and pitch and all that kind of stuff. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll
Correct.
answer.
Oh,
So
oh, welcome back.
yeah, sorry about that. My baby hit her head getting off the chair in the kitchen. And her mama was upstairs. And I'm like, wait a minute, she's been crying for too long for
Good for you.
all
Good,
right.
Dad.
This is
She's
a
so cold,
2-year-old, you
baby.
know. But so there's three points in a person's speaking career, right? The first point is their education, where they learn how to speak
Hmm.
and all these different things that you were talking about. The second point is where you get booked, right?
Hmm.
And then the third point is where you turn those first bookings into more bookings.
Hmm.
So we're in the middle of that. We're going to teach you how to speak,
Right.
but we're going to
I
show
don't
you
need
how
that.
to get booked, right? And
Yeah.
then
Hmm.
Talkadot is great after you've been booked.
Right.
You
Right.
put
I
up your
understand that.
Talkadot QR code, right?
Right. I
So,
understand that. Hmm.
yep. So one of the things that we wanted to do was to make it as easy as possible for someone to come in and to understand that getting booked on a stage is a sales activity,
Right.
right? It's not
Absolutely.
someone's going to come and hand me a dream. It's I'm going to go get it,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So we look here, we can see Israel he's reached out to 149 people this week. Tanya's reached out to 101. And what this leaderboard is that we reward activity. So if you win, you see it says he won last week. We give you all the pitches back that you used. So if he won last week with 149 pitches, we give him 149 credits back for being the winner. So which means he can pitch more. Does that make sense? So our whole thing is we want to reward activity, right? So what happens is when you sign up, and you can go to the page and create an account. It's going to ask you for this basic information. What's your name, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your email address? Things like
Mm-hmm.
that. And instantly, the AI is going to write a bio about you, which will be used to match you to the podcast.
Okay.
So if you look here, we look at what, let's just use you for an example, Tanya. So I'm going to change everything to you. Act as if we're you. Actually, you know what? Got something even better. Can you share your screen with us?
Sure.
Go ahead and share your screen. Open up a browser. In the words, I can't think of the name of that group, but Coca-Cola stole it and said, ain't nothing like the real thing. So why we got
Okay.
to do it on a fake account? We can do it on yours. Go ahead and go to speakerhub.com.
I thought I was there. Hold on a second. Okay.
Yep.
You
Go
see
ahead
my
and click.
screen?
Yep,
Can you
we
see
can
my
see it
screen?
perfect. Yep,
Okay.
looks good. Go ahead and hit get started for free.
Okay. So I did the wrong one. Try for free. Okay.
Yep, it all should take you to the same place. And go ahead and scroll down.
Uh-huh.
Keep on going, right? And are you looking for conferences or just media outlets and associations?
Oh, I do conferences now.
Okay, perfect. So click on where it says experienced, scroll down, and it should be a get started button. Keep
Right
going.
here. This right here.
Yep, keep going. And click get started for free. You saw that? The orange button that says get started for free? Up a little bit more.
Oh, I went to the wrong
Yeah,
one.
that's fine. It works here too. It all takes you to the same place. And then go ahead and sign in with either your Google or Microsoft. All right, so now you have a SpeakerHUB account. That quick. So go ahead and put in your first name and your last name.
I would have. Okay. Business location, I just put
Yeah, just the city, Atlanta, Georgia. And you may want to put in speaker, consultant, or coach, because I think that's more of, we
okay.
need to change that job title to speaker title.
Speaker consultant, okay. And that makes a difference, I think. And so what do you want me to do here?
And this is, I help someone to do something. So for me, I
Did
help
it help?
speakers.
Okay, I help leaders to help leaders, equip leaders to lead. Okay. I'm gonna put this across. Okay, something like that.
And then you have LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Go ahead and put your LinkedIn in.
Hold on one second, I gotta get my I don't know about heart.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's why we're here
uh,
today. This is our co-working. This is what we do.
well, I'm loving it because I was in the car and I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be on a call today. Wait a minute here. Let me go back. I was getting ready to go get some lunch and realized. Do you want my speaker website or
Whichever one that talks about you. So if you want to put, your Tanya Morris website, that's great.
Tanya Morris? Tanya Morris. Oh, wow, what is it? Tanya Morris. Okay.
And hit, I accept the terms and service.
Next. Okay.
And how many podcasts would you like to appear on each week to talk about your topic? Each
Each
month.
week?
Each month. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
said
each
week.
month. I'm gonna just do this for right now. I can
Okay.
always
And how many association gigs would you like to do?
at least three. I like the association, but that helps feed my other stuff.
Yep.
Maybe.
And conferences?
Oh, how many international companies would you like, or just
Well, they could be in the US, they could be in Australia. We just say international because we want people to know we
okay?
have them all over the world. If
How
you have
many
a
experts?
podcast that you would want to invite people on, how many people would you want?
I'm just gonna throw some numbers. Okay.
Okay. Right. So just that quick, we wrote this bio.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Let me know if it's accurate.
I just see this. Uh-huh. Okay. I can tweak it a little bit, but for the most part, it's good.
Okay.
Okay.
And then go ahead and hit next down at the bottom. And then this is where you connect your email account.
So just hit the Gmail. Okay.
Yep. So add your
Well, I
Gmail
can
in.
skip that right now. Can I skip that? Well,
Well, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and do it while we're here,
okay.
And once you hit continue, I can't see it, but it should say continue or
It
accept.
does. Uh-huh.
All right, now hit done. All right, so this is going to start a trial for you. So just go ahead and pick the one that has the conferences, which is on the right, and you can cancel whenever you want. So
So this is emergent or this is
you want the
experience?
experience. Yeah, you're an experienced speaker.
All right. Okay.
And hit continue. Right. Again, it's not going to charge you anything, but it's going to require your information. So you can stop sharing for now while you put that in.
So I need to put my information in there?
Yep, but leave that up, and I'm gonna just come over on our screen here, right? So based on that bio, it'll automatically start matching you with the proper podcast, right? And then let's say I wanted to go on this podcast. I can click on it, I can look at it, I can listen to the last few episodes to see if it's one that I want to go on. If it is, all I do is click add to list.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now I'm going to click pitch. We're going to verify that we have the right email. It's going to look at Verinda's podcast, Verinda Bender, look at her podcast, and it's going to write the pitch based on my profile and Verinda's podcast.
So that's where they had. So they sent out all those different pitches. This is what that means.
Yep, this is what they did. So you can see here, this is the email. It was inspired by the work you do with the Be Your Brand in the realm of personal branding. As someone who's deeply committed to empowering individuals through fashion and personal style, I see a remarkable alignment in our mission. Right?
So that email automatic comes up.
It writes a new one for everything that.
Oh, okay. Like
Because it's
association.
personalized between you and the podcast, right?
Okay.
So for a conference, say for instance, I want to reach out to this brand leadership conference. Open it up. It's going to go ahead and write the email. It's looking at the description of the conference, looking at what I talk about, and it's going to write the pitch for me to be a speaker. You notice this is different than reaching out to the podcast. I'm reaching out to inquire if there are opportunities for speakers at your summit, either for an upcoming event or for futures, right? So we want to pitch down the road. It's about the relationship.
So now, okay, so this is 7 days and it's $247. That's monthly. Can you get out of it anytime if it's not working for you?
Yep, you can cancel whatever you want.
And then they have to be the right conferences that align. So are these conferences for everyone? Or these are conferences aligned to the work that you do? Automatic.
No. So I don't know if you can see here. We have 45,000 conferences. This is the ones that showed up there were based on that person's profile. Do you remember?
Because a lot of conferences have you can apply and they have speakers, like it's open. It's a lot out there now for 2025.
Yeah. I mean, so you want to go on conferences for HR? So you did HR. Oh, we got 600 of those.
Right. But do you know if these are paid ones? Because it's a whole lot of stuff. Now, like Brian Oves, I've been on his stuff, and a lot of that stuff is not paid.
Yep. So we have a different belief than most people. A lot of Brian's speaker leads, they come from us, right?
I figured that's what I was going to ask you.
Yep. If you look at the bottom of all the emails, we're at the bottom of every email that goes out for Black Speakers Network, right? Yeah. And our philosophy on speaking is you get paid in 3 ways. You get paid to show up. That's one way you can get paid. You can get paid at the event, selling from the stage or through the back of the room, or you can get paid after the event. One of the things you mentioned is that you love to speak at associations. A lot of associations don't pay because they know you're going to get HR clients out of the audience.
Well, I typically don't. Okay, well, the ones that I've spoke to, they pay. So,
yeah, but a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't have the budget, right? And like NSA is a great stage, but I bought it. I bought 30 minutes on NSA stage.
Right. I get it.
So they have to choose between paying somebody to come in and me giving them 10 grand for 30 minutes. They're going to take my money.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. So it's really up to the speaker. So we don't even get involved in whether they pay or not. That's up to you to negotiate. Right. We have 45,000 conferences. There's no
right, and so I get that. It's just I think it's your strategy. It depends on what you're trying to do. I mean, for me, I'm not, like you said, a pay. I mean, that's not what I do 100%. But I use speaking to grow my consulting and training business. So I have to get in front of the right client. And if I happen to get paid, that's great. But it's all about what I'm trying to do.
100%, and we're on the same page. If someone knows, anybody who's listening to this, if you know of a speaker directory that lists the pay that's accurate, tell me about it. And we'll try to find them. It doesn't exist. SpeakerHUB used to show pay. Oh, it was free, it's $2,000. We bought the company. And I said, Katrina, where are you getting this data from? She says, well, if it don't have the fee on the application, we just say it's free. I'm like, that's not true though. And she was like, oh, what should we do? Yeah, take all that off. Because no speaker application says this is a $10,000 speaking gig. They don't put that on the call for speakers.
So is yours similar to eSpeakers?
In which way? eSpeakers is a directory, right? But we do podcast, speaking gigs, and press. eSpeakers is just
Speaking.
conferences. We have conferences and associations,
Okay. It's a little bit
right?
broader. Okay.
So our whole thing is about the entire thought leader business, not just speaking. It's,
Pieces.
do you want to
Okay.
get on podcasts? Do you want an article in a credible magazine, right? Where you can get paid for doing that. We don't believe that you should just be getting paid from stage. We want you to get paid in all ways,
Yeah,
right?
that's fine. That makes
So,
sense.
and then I don't think eSpeakers has AI. I don't think they do any matching. I don't, I think they just give you a list of people to, when you're gonna go speak in a certain neighborhood, you put it in the thing and they give you like close
Okay.
associations to go talk at. So, but nothing against them. I wish them the best. You know, I hope um, that they succeed and they compete with us forever. You know, the world is better with competition.
Yes, it is all day. Mhm.
So, but yeah, this is what we do. So we try to stand out from that perspective of, I think you make more money going on a podcast than you ever made from the stage.
Really?
Because I've made more money from podcasts than any speaker I've ever worked with.
I just never knew they paid.
I mean,
That's why I'm
seriously,
like,
I've made more money from going on podcasts than any speaker that
is
I've
it more
ever
of a,
known.
the thing about it is it's more of exposure, right? And
Yeah,
people
you get in
find
front of,
you.
and it lasts forever. If you went and spoke in front of an association today, the only people who are going to hear you are those 400 or 500 people that are in that room.
Agreed.
I go on a podcast today, they post that podcast, it's going to be up there forever. I got a podcast interview from 2014 that's still up there. I don't even do insurance anymore. And people still contact me. Hey, I heard you on this insurance podcast. I ain't done insurance in 12 years,
Wow.
right?
Well, that's good to know because oftentimes people they love the stage, but they don't have a strategy behind it, and they become broke speakers.
Or they become speakers in title and not in action, right? So our whole thing is we want you to be a speaker in action. So let me show you here, right? We come here and we type in YouTube. Let's see. I don't know what he's talking about. But this dude, what did he say here? Hey, Ron, I saw you in a YouTube video. That was a podcast. You see that?
Hmm.
Claudine. Hey, Ron, I came across a video on how to use LinkedIn to get paid speaking gigs. That's a podcast. That's 2 years old. Felicia.
Okay.
Wow, I saw your training with Chantel on YouTube. How do I join the group that you're a part of? Right?
Hmm.
Hey, I stumbled on a YouTube video, really great value. I mean, I get these all the time. It's people that heard me on a podcast and they come
I
over
love
and
it.
they sign up for our product. So I'm a firm believer that if I can get good, I live in South America, right? So I'm not famous enough for someone to pay me $10,000 to come talk.
Right. Hmm.
So I'm not about to fly 14 hours to get back to the States just to get $1,000. I'm just
No, that
not.
makes sense.
I can just hop on a webinar,
No, I
right?
love
I
it.
can,
Hmm.
yeah. So I'm a firm believer that podcasting is probably the most underutilized opportunity because if you have something other to sell, something to sell other than just your voice, whether it's consulting, HR, and any of those things, there are stages that are there. Every podcast that produces one episode a week has 52 opportunities for you. Put yourself in the podcaster shoes. You know their hardest. What's the hardest job of the podcaster? What do you think it is, Dr. Sher? I think you're muted. What do you think the hardest thing is for podcasters? The thing that frustrates them the most?
Getting people.
Yeah, vetting
Hmm.
guests. They don't want to spend all day looking on LinkedIn to find a qualified person. You email them, they're like, please come talk to my people.
That may be the game changer. That is the game changer then, because everybody want to get on stages and get booked by these event people that get percentages. But I don't want airplane money like that either. I don't. In my
You ever heard
podcast
of
in my office,
Lisa Nichols?
Oh yeah.
How many podcasts you think she's been on?
He probably been on a whole. I don't. Yeah, probably a whole lot.
Toss out a number.
1,000.
1,000. Okay, that's good. That's one of our best guesses.
Oh yeah. I've been studying this stuff here, and
Right. Let's see. Lisa Nichols. 2,347.
wow.
You know why you do it? Because it works. If it wasn't
Hmm.
working, she wouldn't be doing it.
I love it. You're gonna help me with my strategy, my business strategy for 2025. Because see, a lot of time as a speaker, people think it's glamorous to get on that road and get that money, but by the time you start looking at your time and effort and all that, you ain't made as much as you think you should have made.
Oh, 100%. You know John Register,
Yeah, yes.
right? You
He's
know,
a good guy.
John is one of our speaking ambassadors. He's a really good dude that represents SpeakerHUB. And I think he's done 400 podcasts. We were just joking about this
Really?
the other day. Yeah, he was like, man, I think I put on 300. I'm like, nope, John, it was 337. I knew the exact number because we was joking about it on Friday. I think he's done 342 now because he did 5 more since it was 337 the other day.
And that's probably how he gets booked and get his business.
That's exactly how he gets booked. We call it the speaker flywheel. And I'll show you. This is the
Who?
key.
Mhm.
The speaker flywheel. Let me show you this. Right. Let me bring it up here on another window.
I love it.
So this is what we live and die by at SpeakerHUB. If people don't like this, they should go to eSpeakers because
Hmm. No,
this is
really.
what we teach. This is what we teach. We teach this. And the speaker flywheel consists of inbound and outbound opportunities, right? So you got to have your web page and your thing set up so that people can find you. But you also got to be reaching out because people don't know that you're a speaker. But
Hmm.
when you do the outreach, they're going to click on your page to go see if you are who they say that you say you are. So my calls to action on my outbound is hit me up on LinkedIn. Because they can go and see on LinkedIn, hey, this dude does get people booked. All these speakers are his friends. All of his friends are my friends. Right?
Hmm.
Like when you saw that speaker list, you saw, wait, he knows Brian and Ruby and
Hmm.
yeah, these are my people. So we use the flywheel first off to teach inbound. We need you to be searchable. When we search Tanya Morris Google, we shouldn't find a different Tanya Morris. We should find you,
Hmm.
right? When you combine that with doing the outbound, you're almost unbeatable because the podcasts make you searchable. Watch what happens when I search for my own name in podcast. Now, remember, I told you I love podcasts more than anything. So I come in here and I say Ron Story Jr. And I'm not going to put that podcast thing in there. That's what Google puts in there automatically, right? But automatically they put my stuff and they put a podcast tab. That's how many podcasts I've been on. And everybody knows me from these podcasts. So when someone searches and they say, well, what does he talk about? Okay, transform the art of pitching. Talked about a book I wrote. How do I do sales and buy businesses? Right? They can find all the different things that I talk about. And they can
So
try
when
out
we
whichever one they want.
so when we join, is there support if we have any questions? Because to set up your profile, because I'm on the way of refreshing my both of my website. I have a speaker website as well with all my topics that I teach on. And then I also have the HR consultant one. So I would probably want to maximize. And I like what you told me this week. Don't say generation. You want to probably say multi-generation. So that was huge.
Yeah. So you're in the support call right now. We do this every day.
Okay. Okay. That's what I
This
want.
our
This.
live support. You can always send an email. You can always just hop in this call every day at noon. We're in here every day to answer questions. Before everybody jumped in, me and Miss Ola today, we was going over little stuff that she had. She had a free coaching session until y'all showed up, right?
Okay. No, I just want
So
to make sure because um it's all about strategy. And so it's like almost like an answer prayer. How do you do something different? I don't need to do everything everybody else doing, and the podcasting like that could be the answer. And I'm liking that because I ain't got to go nowhere.
exactly, exactly, and that's what you see, right?
Hmm.
Um, we look, like we said with John, you know, John been on a bunch of podcasts. Where he come in, who's someone else? Frank Kitchen,
Yeah, I know. Uh-huh.
right? Frank came in yesterday and about an hour about stuff for us,
Oh,
right?
good.
So Frank came in, you know, he's been on 53 podcasts, right? So podcasting, I think, is the cheat code. Everybody I know that really wins, who understand that being on stage is one thing, but I need to push these products and consulting and services. I got a business to build.
Yes.
It's podcasting because that's where the win is.
And you
Because
just look at each podcast and see if it's in line with what you want to be on, right? You can
yeah,
click on there
let,
and
let me give
see.
let
Okay.
me give you here's the cheat code. Who's one of your competitors? Who's somebody that's in the HR space like you?
You want me giving them their name?
Yeah,
HR new. I don't think she. No.
one second. Let me search specifically for that because I mean
Oh.
I don't. It's not since it's not a person. We need to find out who's the person. Deborah Stallings is her name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you see how I just found that, even though you didn't know
Mm-hmm.
her name. Now I can put that in, and
No,
I
I
can
know her
look for.
name. Yeah, I should have told you the
But
name. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know it. So, but now I can come in and I can say, well, let's find all the podcasts that
She
Deborah
hadn't
has
done
done.
it one, right?
Right? She's only done that one. Right?
What about Rich?
So,
Okay.
yep, she's only done that one. So you would be ahead of her.
What about Cherie Knowles?
How do I spell that?
SHREE Knowles. K. Yeah. Uh-huh. Let me see what she knew. Here in Atlanta. That's my girlfriend.
She hasn't been on any.
No. Okay. Well, I'm ahead of. Okay.
Right? But
What you sometimes who you think is a competition is not really a competition.
yeah, but watch this. I'm going to show you someone else. HR, that's Lisa Nichols' face. She's
Is
always
it?
talking about DEI and all of that. That's an HR
Well, we
topic.
ain't all talking about that no more. That's gonna be that ain't the new turn to talk about no more.
Well, here we go. Lisa Ely. I know
Uh-huh.
Lisa. Lisa's been on 48 of them. She's one of our
Okay.
clients,
I see Ramon on there. Okay.
right? So what you should do is hit up. Here's what I do. I search for people like Lisa. I see the 48 she's been on. Reach out to them,
Okay.
right? So look at this. They've been on there. This was Lisa Ely, known as the HR profit strategist. You add that to a list, and watch what it's going to do. Just go write a pitch about that episode and how you can give a different perspective than Lisa.
Oh, I see on I see it.
So let's
I
watch
love this
this.
strategy.
I hope this message finds you well. As someone who's passionate about empowering individuals, this is about fashion, right? Because that's what that person talks about, right? So this one is about fashion, but it didn't bring a lot of it in because it's a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if it was about HR, it would have tied that in for you,
Yeah, because
right?
I want to. Well, my goal is to hit the multi-generational hard because I get booked on that. But I need to get myself out there and be on this here in the podcast. Nobody, I mean, people are talking about multi-generation, and I don't know how you can search that, but that's what I want to be another option on multi-generations in the workplace or generations in the workplace. My books will be coming out in January, so that'll be great.
So here we go. Look at this. Next
Mm-hmm.
generation of the workplace, right? So here's one thing that you got to watch out for. And I'll give you a great example. Speaker Flywheel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we teach.
Mm-hmm.
We made that term up. So I can't expect other people to use the term that we invented. So
Right.
I have to go on the podcast, find out what the world is already searching for, and then
Mm-hmm.
insert my new concept and framework into that.
Right.
So if I
Okay.
said I only want to go on a podcast that's talking about the speaker flywheel, well, there aren't any because I made it up.
Right. 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 Right.
So multi-generational workplace may be something that people talk about, but it's not a headline yet in HR. So you go and you become the thought leader in that topic. So I
Right.
think it
That's
would be a mistake to say, I only want to go on podcasts that are about, and I'm just using it in general, not accusing you of that, but saying,
yeah.
oh, my topic is multi-generation in the workplace. Do you have something on that? No, but go a bit broader and then you own that word.
Right. Okay. I got it.
Does that
Yeah,
make
it makes
sense?
sense.
You go
Right.
and be the person who came up with that.
Yeah, because I think you're right. Go on these podcasts, and then because they're not speaking the language, I showcase the language, like generational inclusion. People talking about DE and I, I'm talking about G and I, and it's like, oh, that's a new concept.
Exactly. So
I
let me
got
show
you.
you. Watch this. I'm gonna give let's cheat. We dancing now. You see? Look at
Huh?
that. I got a
Look,
dance partner. We
yes,
dancing now.
yes, you do. I'm
So
ready.
let's do it. Let's do it. I
You
am
on chat, right?
yep, ChatGPT. I am Tanya Morris, and I speak on um, working with employees from different generations and
Mm-hmm.
age groups. I want to create a framework that I can use with clients to help them better communicate across generations. If possible, use the word Morse as the acronym so if someone else uses it, I know they stole it from me.
Look at you. That chat is something else. So. Mm, mm,
Right? So now we use the Morse generational framework.
mm-hmm.
Because it's
No, no, that's powerful because I was looking for framework.
so that's how you do it. So
You
now
like,
they say, well, man, we're using the Morse model. Boom. They know they got it. Well, what's the Morse model? Well, Tanya Morris created this model that works.
well,
Now
you
they
know I'm
can't
gonna.
steal your stuff.
Well, now I'm gonna steal it, but I'm gonna add a little bit something else to it. So I'll get the replay.
But you see what I mean? They can't steal it.
Yeah.
Somebody, if I go out and I'm doing the Morse framework, they're like, well, your name Ron Story. What? Why is it like Morse code is still attributed to the guy who came up with Morse? The doop 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 doop
Mm-hmm.
doop. His name is still associated with it, right? Seven Habits is still associated with Stephen Covey,
Kevin, right?
right?
Tanya, will you put your email address in the chat so I can make sure you
Yes,
get
ma'am.
this? Thank
Yes,
you.
this is yeah, honey. I'm going to sign up. Y'all got me all ready. Y'all need to stop playing with me like this.
No, we are. This is our job.
Well, no, I'm glad because I was looking for some. Again, I do not, ladies. I don't want to hog it up, but I'm so excited. But I had been praying about, okay, how do I position myself? And you guys may be the answer because, you get people tell you go with an agent and get book and they get 20, 50%, 15%. I ain't trying to do all that. I'm trying to be strategic. And if I ain't trying to be on no plane and all that, that I'm past that cuteness, right? I need to be impactful. And so the podcasting may be the thing I need.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
clear
here for
about
you.
what I need to do. I want impact. I ain't trying to be known to be on stages.
And we got some cool trainings that we're going to be doing very soon about um, like how do you profit from podcasts, right?
Yeah.
Calls to actions are really important. People are always surprised when I show them the number of leads I get from those videos. And it's
Mm-hmm.
because I got a very simple call to action, which is find me on LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
right? If they can find, everybody got LinkedIn, right? And then on
Right.
LinkedIn, I got all the social proof. They get to see all their friends that already work with me,
Mm-hmm. Because I see a couple. Mm-hmm.
right? So that's the whole point. Like having a simple call to action where you can start that conversation on those
I like the
podcasts will
strategy.
sell it.
I really like it because, I think we have to be strategic and there's a time and place for the stages. There's a time and place, but there's some other avenues to get out there because I offer, webinars for associations as a thought leader. And so it's all about positioning and what are you trying to do?
Yep. We'll help you. We're here every day. Right?
Oh, you guys gonna be here Monday on the holiday?
We do this every single day.
Monday is a
We don't take holidays.
Yeah.
Good, because I'm gonna be ready for you. I'm gonna go ahead and sign up and play with it. And so I will have my questions ready for y'all by Monday.
We will be here Monday. Ask Dr. Sharon. Dr. Sharon, have we missed a day? We here every
So
day?
Dr. Sharon, how has this helped you? I want to hear it firsthand.
Well, I was on SpeakerHUB for a long time, the other one, and then I got his email, and I came on here, and he showed me, just like he was showing you, how to pitch and all those things, and I just I tried it out to see if it would work, and so far 4 people have responded to me, based on the different pitches that I have put out there. Now, I haven't done anything, but I've been on a few podcasts, and I'm glad you asked me that question, because I'm on a podcast tonight, and I want to make sure that I'm saying the right things, right? To be me. I don't remember what Tanya said her framework was, but mine is usually mental software renewal. And so that's what I bring up every time. So I want to be able to plug that in there, because Ron taught me earlier this week that it's not just about me working with women and couples, but just working, period, in what I do. And so I'm going to try it tonight and try it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. So is this one of the podcasts you got from us, or?
No, this was something that I had from before. And, God is faithful, because I was supposed to be on there and he got sick. So he canceled. But back then, I didn't know you. So tonight I get to try it out.
Gotcha. So what were the 4 responses? I'm curious.
Were they
for conferences or associations or what?
Yeah, there were conferences. There weren't any podcasts yet. Okay. 2 of them, one of them, I had to fill out a whole application with them and send them stuff with me speaking. And then another one, she wants to speak with me on a Zoom. So that's next week. I'll be talking to her. And then another one was actually, she kind of does a networking thing with hotels. I don't know if I'm a good fit, but she reached out to me and I reached back, and I'm waiting to hear what she said. And one of them, I just didn't fit. And so those were the 4 things.
I think that's a win.
I think so too. So, Ron, when I'm out here and I'm on association. So when you do a search, you don't put human resource. You just put what? Multi-generations in the workplace?
Share your screen. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, because I don't pay. So I when I see something, I don't play around. Let me see where we're at right here.
You're the people we like.
Yeah, I don't play around. Okay, so right here, you see where I'm at right here?
Yep, so I see it already, right? So just take that out. Just click out of that and go back to podcast. I want to see something, right? So podcast, you can see we're automatically adding different things that we think are relevant. But can you go to your branding kit? I want to tune this up a bit, because I don't think it's fine tuned. Click on my brand.
Yeah, I saw this here.
And then go down and you see the topics. Put in the other topics in there. If you want to put in human.
Wait, right here? Mm-hmm.
Yep. Click on there and then you can type in other topics. So you can type in human resources or whatever.
Okay.
So this is where you add your topics so that the AI starts to learn what you want to. I think you misspelled empathy.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Right.
So
go ahead. So you know where you can come in. You can put those.
Right. Okay.
Scroll up and hit save. Scroll up and hit save. Now go over to podcast on the left. Right? So it's bringing in cultural communications and things of
That's
that
a good
sort
one.
in the workplace. So click on the name of it. And this is where you can listen to the podcast to make sure that you would be a good fit.
Oh, I like all right. Some of the stuff I see, like brave stuff, I do that. This is good right here. Leading in connection with yes.
So
I
go ahead
would
and
that
hit
would be
add to
something.
list. That would be a good one for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then add it to your default list for now. Just click on choose list. And then hit save. Now click pitch, hit that orange button. So it's going to write the pitch for you.
Yeah, I love that. This is the game changer. Hello. Yeah, and then can I just send? I mean, what do you put for topic?
Yeah, so put podcast.
Subject.
I would put podcast guest or podcast question.
Podcast guest.
Yep.
Okay.
And then click open in full view. You see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get the form right. I want to put like hey Victoria or Victoria, and then kind of make sure that it looks good.
Okay, so we just got to make sure it's right.
Yeah, we make it look ugly like that on purpose to force you all to read it, because we most people don't want to send an ugly email, and we don't want the liability of the AI writing something crazy, and y'all saying, "Why is send that?" Well,
So
you didn't
now my
read
link.
it.
That's why you asked
So,
about the LinkedIn, because the LinkedIn is there and my website is there.
yep.
Okay.
Yep. Now let me show you something. Let's go ahead and click close full view for a second. Let's close that, and go ahead and go to back to branding kit. Up in the left corner. Yep. And click on my brand. And you don't have a photo. Go ahead and upload your photo there. Up at the top.
Will you? Oh, okay.
And let's put a photo in there.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you about yours. I'm like, wait, how did he? Okay. Is that? Oh, right here.
Yep. And then go ahead and stretch the
Right.
window to where you want it to be.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'll change it up.
Upload. Yep. And give it a few seconds. Boom, we got you saved, and hit save changes at the top.
Look at you.
Now scroll down and look what we did. Just in that quick 2 minutes, there it is, already in your signature. So
I love it.
let's go finish what we started. Click on pitches on the left.
On the left? Okay, right. Uh-huh.
Yep. And then go to waiting. You know, we started on one, but we didn't finish it. So let's
Continue.
continue that one. Yep. And you notice we got your photo in there already. Now we're ready.
So I can always come back and add some spiff up my signature line. I mean, Tanya Moore's, I always say CEO, but it's an chief engagement officer, but they don't need all that. We try, yeah, okay.
So scroll down a little bit on that. Actually, click open in full view. Let's go a little bit larger, right? And let's say, for instance, you wanted to write something longer. Click rewrite with AI. And then now you can make the link longer if you wanted to. You see over on the right at the bottom?
Oh, right here.
Yep. Click there, and let's make it long or medium.
Okay.
Right? And hit rewrite. So now it's going to take more of that bio and what we know about you and tie it in more with this podcast.
Oh, y'all's fancy. Look at y'all. So I'll clean this up because I got to get some,
Yep.
Oh, I guess I can't.
Actually, click cancel down at the bottom. It's a little bug we're working on.
Okay.
And hit close at the top.
And then go in.
And then now you can change it over here. We got this
Okay.
little goofy bug where it won't let you
So
change
I'll
it in
look
that window.
and make it look okay. So before I send it, I'll look at some things. Okay.
So let's go through it. I want you to send it. So let's read it.
Dear Victoria, I hope this message finds you well. I'm reaching out to express my interest in participating in the Culture Communication Conference podcast. As a seasoned speaker and a consultant specialized in leadership development and generation dynamics, I am passionate about equipping leaders with the skill to effectively communicate across diverse age groups. Your podcast focus on culture communication resonate deeply with my mission to enhance workplace. Oh yeah, this is great. I believe my insights on fostering inclusive workplace environments and developing effective communication strategies could be a valuable addition to your podcast. It will be a great opportunity to share practical tools and strategies that empower organization leaders. Thank you for considering my participation. I'm looking forward to the possibility of contributing to your esteemed podcast. Okay, I love that. Now it's going to go, what email is that going to go to? The one that I
Right
put in there?
underneath, you said this email is sent from simplyhrteam@gmail. You see that at the bottom, right under your LinkedIn?
Oh, okay.
So if you go back up and you, I would put podcast question or something in the subject.
Podcast guest,
You can put that. That's fine.
potential guest. Okay.
And scroll down and click that
And
orange
send.
button,
Which one?
the one that says send.
There you are.
Done.
Okay, so when, all right, and so it tells me it was sent. Okay, so when we come back on Monday, it's gonna be a lot of activity because Friday is my night that I go, instead of going to the club, I go to the computer.
So let me tell you something you can do. This is really cool then, right? So when there's a button, here, let me show you, because you can't do it now, but I'm gonna replace this one. And I want to show you this because this is gonna be really, really cool when you see this. When you hop in and you pitching at 10 o'clock at night, you don't want to send that email at 10 o'clock. You may
you wanna
say, you know
schedule
what,
it,
let
right?
me send that at another time. So what you do is, I'm gonna rewrite. There's a little arrow next to the send button.
Where you schedule.
Yep. Right, just put something in there and I can schedule that conversation. My Zoom thing in a way. I hit schedule and then I can pick it to go out Monday morning or Saturday
That's right.
morning or whatever. Right. Just be sure that when you go into your admin and you go to emails, that you put your right time zone. I know you're in Atlanta. We default to Eastern. But
Okay.
if you're in a different time zone, you want to be able to change that so that it goes
Okay.
out in the right time zone. Make
This
sense?
is awesome. I love it. I've already submitted the time, all of that, set that up. And so on Monday when I come back, I'll probably have something to share. You'll see some stuff, but I'm gonna get fancy.
Yeah. And then here's the thing.
Speaking,
I'm gonna make a deal with you. If you like it, we used to have these things called lifetime accounts when we were just starting out, right? If you think this is something you want to do, I'll send you a link where you can pay once and have access forever. Right? That's what Robert has done, and that's what a bunch of other folks did. They were like, dude, we're gonna use this forever. I don't even care. They paid once, they have access to it for life with all the improvements and everything. So
What were you gonna say, Angela?
I was just gonna say, be sure to check your email and check your spam this week. Today, later, I'm gonna send an email with a new link for Monday. So
I saw
starting
that.
next week. Okay, great. Want to make sure y'all have the link. That link is in the chat, and then also Monday. You'll have to just quick little registration page so we know who's coming to the meeting. So, yep, that's all I was gonna say.
but yeah, guys,
So,
we're over time, 11 minutes
all
over
right,
what
thank
we
you.
normally do. If y'all have any
Thank
other
you.
questions, I'm willing to stay.
You're welcome.
Are there any other questions? I got another 20 minutes or so.
Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, I may stay on here for a second because my lunch is on hold. So I see. Okay, I see my subscription. Okay. All right. So I think I'm gonna give myself some goals to get down with this podcast piece of it first, because that may be the game changer. And I think I'm writing my strategy for 2025. So thank you so much for highlighting that, because I would have never thought about a podcast at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I've
And
used.
I've always thought that association was where it's at, where the money reside. But I'm hearing from you something different. But see, I'm looking at how I can put people. There's two legs in my business. There's one where I can do training, And then there's one that we can do the fraction of HR searches. That's why the association was important for me, because I understand that from a multi-generational lens and how to write policies and all that stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. There's 1,000 ways to make money,
It
but
sure is.
you don't need to use all 1,000 of them. You just need to
No.
use the ones that work for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the people who want to travel and fly around and do the speaking gigs, they should
Yeah, they
do
can do
that.
that. Yeah, they should.
But for those, let me give you. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to give you some real game, right?
Please do.
So over here, this is our PR group, right? So PR Pitches is the PR company I own. We don't do traditional PR. Here's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get you as a writer for Forbes, as a writer for Black Enterprise. Why? Because they pay $1 a word,
Mm.
right? So imagine writing a 2,000 word article every week, and they just send you $2,000.
What?
Yes.
Well, you're not gonna be. Where are you calling from? South America?
Yeah, right? So you can see, look at this. Kamanzi, I just wrote my first Forbes Advisor article. They paid me $50 to write this.
Are people
Right?
people using AI to write their stuff? Because they can tell.
Okay,
No,
so
so here's the thing.
you just
Go
said something
ahead.
that sparked my attention. You wrote what? What did you
Oh,
write?
so this is Kamanzi. Kamanzi and I own this company here, right?
You own a
You're going to
couple
see something
companies.
familiar. It looks very familiar to PitchDB. It's the same software. We just put PR data in it. There's no speaking gigs in it. So we run this group where we help people to become contributors to magazines, and they get paid $1 an article, $1 a word for
I
these
want to do
different
that.
writings. Okay, oh, we'll help you.
Yeah.
It's not that
I
hard.
So
like
let
to
me ask
write.
you.
Obviously, I like to write.
Yeah,
So,
we can
So let me
definitely get
ask
you
you.
this.
Let me ask you now. Is this part of the package or not? Because I saw
Yeah,
media
it's a part of
outlet.
it. That's what that is. That's what they're using.
oh, okay. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, that's why we have the publications, which is the editors, and the journalists is if you just want someone to write about you. These are contributing writers.
So let me
Does that
ask
make
a
sense?
question. Yeah, so you got a whole shebang and you just got to divvy it out into different business. So I ain't mad with you. So, a lot of the stuff with this AI, people know when you're using 100% of AI or whatever.
Well,
So you guys have, I know some of the tools where you
no,
can
no.
decide.
So what we do is we we let you know exactly whether the publication accepts AI writing or not.
Okay, good. That's
99% of them don't.
don't,
But
right.
here's how you do it. AI can't tell your story,
Right.
but you can tell your story into a microphone and have it to write it all down. Upload it to AI and have AI reconfigure it into an article. That's not
Right.
an AI based story. That is your
That's right.
story
That's
that's
right.
been
Right.
edited by AI. That's what
Right.
we teach.
Yeah, okay, so I do that right now. I write my whatever, my blogs, and then I run it through AI and say, can you rewrite it and reorganize it for me? But it's my thought process. Is that
Exactly.
the same thing? Okay, I'm good then. I
Yep.
don't just say, hey, write this. I do the
That's when it
writing.
becomes a problem. Exactly.
Right. I do
So you
my
can
own
use
writing, put
AI
my
for editing.
right, I do,
Exactly.
because it has my own voice and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, good.
Yep. So there it is. I'm gonna put $1 in here. Call for pitches. And we just keep updating this all the time. Right? Open application 1 to 3,000 words, pay $1,000. If you write 4 to 6,000 words, the pay is $6,000. Right? Remember,
This
blah
is
blah
hidden
blah.
treasure.
This is from
But,
3 days ago.
but there got to
Right?
be some stuff that you're familiar with. You just can't write on everything.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. We got to have a lot of opportunities because we got people that got different experiences.
Okay.
Right? Now, here's the funny thing. How many speakers can speak at a conference? Maybe 10? They may
10
have
at
10
that at the
sessions.
most. Right. Mm-hmm.
How many articles you think these magazines, how much space they got for articles? Unlimited.
Yeah,
And
it's very
everybody
limited.
fighting over a keynote space.
Right.
Dude, just write an article a week, make $8 grand a month, and never
And
leave the
be
house.
done. And you're absolutely right. I'm glad that you're bringing a different alternative because as a speaker, that's the number one thing. Everybody tripping over each other, fighting, and you got people that are high paid, getting a small gig because they're far and few. And so you're given a different option. So thank you for that.
Yeah, let me show you this. Check this out, right? Let's go to Kamanzi.
Look at this
Kamanzi,
here.
right? This is Kamanzi, right? And remember, we will not put someone in front of you that hasn't done it, right? So let's just click on news. And he just published with Forbes 4 hours ago, right? But let's see. How many articles did he publish in the last week? This is the one for Forbes from this week in this month. These are all the articles he's published on Parents, CNET, and Forbes, Success Magazine this month. We look at the last, this past year, these are all the articles he's published. He's published a lot of them. It's not even showing them all, right? But let's just.
So did he have to brand it, the covers and all that kind of stuff, or just write the doggone article?
No, you just write the article and you send it in, and then they give you feedback. The one thing about a speaker's pitch, if they don't want you, they don't tell you what you need to fix. These magazines, they say, this is great, but you need to fix this, this, and that, and then we'll accept it.
Okay.
Right?
But good. You may be the answer to the prayer because I definitely don't have to be in the same pack of everybody else getting on planes. And especially when I have a consulting firm, I ain't got time to be on a plane trying to make money when I can sit here and get exposed the same way.
Well, think about this. Imagine if you were writing for HR for Forbes or Success Magazine. I think you could probably add 30 to 40% to your speaking fee. Because now you've instantly made the event planner easier to pick you because they're like, well, she's the contributor, she's the HR contributor for Wall Street Journal. Who?
Well, you're hitting Jim then. Why is this not all the way live, blown out for speakers? I mean, they just want to get on stages.
Well, we just bought the company 4 months ago.
Oh, okay.
So I literally bought SpeakerHUB June the 1st.
Okay.
So let me give you the background of why.
Were you at Influence?
Yep, we were at Influence. We sponsored the Black NSA award ceremony.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Seems like I've seen that speaker wheel.
So 5 Contacts was my original company where we booked people and we did growth hacking. We bought PitchDB, our data company that provides all of these gigs. Eventually, we bought Great Black Speakers from Boyce Watkins and his brother. Right? PR Pitches, Kamanzi and I started that together in 2023. That's what we were just showing you. SpeakerHUB, I bought in June. We launched SpeakerHUB Pro, which is what you're seeing, in July. And we bought a course company in September. So we're going to be launching something called Speaker Launch as a course that shows people, it's basically accountability, not really a course, where they meet with us every day and we say, did you send your pitches? And if you did, we kicking you out. That's basically all it's going to be.
You got a new person online for accountability. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, this is what we're doing. So this is what it's about. So these are, instead of trying to go in, I don't have enough time to try to learn all of this stuff.
Right.
When I can just go buy the expertise or just partner with the people who have
I'm with you on that. I love it.
So that's what we're building. We want to build this for you guys and make it easier. So we always say, we ain't new to it, true to it. We gonna do it.
True to it. They ain't new to it. It's true to it. Yeah. I love it. You gave me some great ideas. When I have more pitches, I can guarantee you that.
Oh yeah, well, send them out there. We got to get you booked. You see, Dr. Sharon was sending pictures from her bed a week ago.
Were you, Doctor? And that's it. But see, the thing about it is, I really look at you, Doctor. But I really.
I'm telling the truth. She was sick. She was like, well, I got to do something. I'm just here. I'm not feeling good, and she was still sending her pictures.
The power of alignment with people. true to it and align to what it is that you want to do. And that's what I want. I want to be known as the generational connector, meaning that I want to bridge these generation gaps, and I need to get on some media outlets, podcasts and things, stages, whatever. We got all the things, the tools in place right now. We got the Generational Institute, so I need to blow it up. I'm already. I don't put the credit card in there. I'm ready.
Anything else I can help you guys with?
Yeah, mine's been in there.
We're glad to have you. So if you guys want to be in the PR Pitches group,
I do.
And Kamanzi did he make you an admin in the group yet?
Let me check.
So, because we need to separate the SpeakerHUB people, so I know how many SpeakerHUB people we're putting in there from PR Pitches. But if you can,
I would love that.
We'll get you at it.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
If you can reach out to Kamanzi and track everyone from SpeakerHUB that we add to that group in a Google Doc, that would make it easier for me. But yeah, if you're a paid SpeakerHUB Pro member, you get access to all of our resources.
Okay,
Kamanzi
well, I'm
goes
ready.
live every Friday. He brings a new editor on every single Friday from a magazine or something. Whether
did you guys do anything with Diversity magazine?
I mean, I don't know. Let's see. I mean, Kamanzi does all the magazine stuff. That's his world.
Okay.
My world is
speakers,
is podcasting and speaking. So anything that deals with media, I leave it to Kamanzi because that's his world. He knows it. What'd you call it? Diversity magazine?
Mm-hmm.
So there's Diverse magazine. Let's see, Diversity. I don't think we have that one in our thing.
That's okay.
Let me see if that's the name. 1 second. Magazine. Nope, we don't have that particular magazine. Let's see, there may be a contributor. Nope, we don't have that one. But here's the great thing about it, though. We got some HR stuff for you.
Oh, I'm ready for you. Hey, listen, I don't press the button. Listen, we're going to do this podcast. I'm going to do one thing at a time. Let me master this podcast. And then we're going to move slowly to the next. We ain't going to be all. I'm going to put you in my plan, though, as a tool to be able to use it, and I will use it. So thank you so much. This was a godsend thing because I don't know where I saw y'all. I was on my way out the door. I'm like, oh, this sounds good. Let me jump in. And that's how I clicked in. And so I was on my way to eat lunch. I'm like, no, they said every day. I missed yesterday. Let's get on here. So thank you.
That's good.
I'm excited.
We're so happy you're here.
Yeah.
I have a question, a short question.
Go ahead.
So if I have an article, how do I put it in there?
Yep. So when you get in the group, what we'll show you is so you have articles that you've already written.
Mm-hmm.
So in the pitch, we'll show you how to include links to those articles as your example writings, right?
Okay.
And then what happens is that they have topic submissions. So they'll tell you, we want an article on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
We want an article on this. And as you get more experience, depending on where you end up writing, you'll end up doing something like this, right? So let's type in Kamanzi and LeBron. So what they ended up doing was setting up these interviews for Kamanzi to actually interview LeBron James and all these other people that were on. They set up the Zooms, and he's on the Zoom with LeBron, asking him about his son's playing in the NBA now.
Right.
Asking him, how did you raise a kid that followed in your footsteps? What were all these issues? Blah blah blah. You're rich. How do you set boundaries? All of these things.
That's perfect.
And, so this is Kamanzi, right?
Okay.
But he runs that group. So what you want to do is get in the group, and he'll show you how to set up a pitch.
So how do you get in the group, Ron?
Angela is going
to send it to us.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You just got to be on Facebook because it's a Facebook group.
Yeah, I'm on there.
Yep. So we're going to add you on Facebook, and we're going to put you in that group. And then, or if you go find the group, join it yourself, click join, and then we'll just approve it. Does that make sense?
Okay. What's the name of the group again?
I'm gonna give you the link to it right now.
Okay.
We got you. So again, we will only give you stuff that's already been done.
PR
Okay.
pitches. Okay.
So here's the link. It's in the chat. And you should be able to click there and click join. I know
Yeah.
as soon as you click join, he's going to send me a message like, you sending more people over here? And I'm like, yep, because this is what I have the right to do.
It asked the question, are you a current paying member
Put in
of PR?
SpeakerHUB.
It says PR pitches. Should I put yes?
No, put no. And then if
Okay.
there's another thing, put SpeakerHUB. Is there a place
Oh.
you can type? How did you hear about it or anything like that?
No, I don't see that yet. Hold on.
Okay, it's okay. Just put no, that you're not a paying member.
Okay.
And then
And after that,
Ange,
it just says submit.
Yep, submit. It's fine. Ange needs to send him the approval to let you in.
Okay. I've submitted. Thank you.
Yep, you're all good.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, and I got to jump off and get me something to eat. But Angela, are you going to send the new link to the email that I had? I gave you one,
Yes.
but I think the Gmail one is good too.
Will
And then
you
Ron,
send me the
thank
Gmail? The Gmail?
yeah.
But yes, so you're going to get a few things from me. The link to the meeting on Monday. You'll get the link to this recording. And I think you'll find it valuable to have the recording from the last meeting as well. Ron, we'll find a place to put them all so people can just go to them. Right now, they're individual, but we'll have them all in one place for the future.
Okay, cool.
Y'all smart about this here. Y'all making money moves. Look at here.
We trying. You know, I gotta get some furniture. You see, I ain't got no furniture.
That's okay.
We poor. No, I'm just kidding.
Where do you live? Where do you live?
I live in Medellin, Colombia. So in my office, we just moved to a different house, and the furniture hasn't been delivered yet for my office. So we're just waiting until they send me a couch.
Well, you buying business, so you ain't that poor.
You'll be surprised. It's hard.
No, I
These
understand.
businesses, they not cheap.
Yeah.
No,
I know. But I
So-
appreciate you finding a solution for some of us
Thank
that
you
want
so
to do
much
something
again,
different. Thank you so
Ron.
much.